Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and you've just got your iPhone 12 or iPhone 12 Pro, and you need a case. So you're probably frantically looking for what is the best case to buy. We have some cases supplied to us from Speck. We've got 5 to look at, and we're all going to go through them today and let you know what we think of them. Alright, so let's get cracking. So the first one we'll take a look at today is the Presidio Perfect-Clear from Speck. You might not know that both iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro carry the same spec measurements, so you can use a 12 or a 12 Pro case on either device and it will fit. So this is the Speck Perfect-Clear case. It's got lots of fingerprints on it now, but that's normally very, very clear. You've got quite thick buttons on the top side. This is quite a hard material. You've got a Speck logo on the left hand side, cut out for your camera bump. There is actually a raised seal there, so that's going to keep the cameras from being protected. And there's also a raised part for the phone too, to protect the screen. We've got cutouts for your silent mode and for the speaker grills, and yeah, so let's get it fitted and see how it feels. It's actually quite tough to fit this one in, but what I find is that you just have to put it in to the bottom edge and almost sandwich it in there, and it snaps into place. So that is the Perfect-Clear case from Speck on the Apple iPhone 12 Pro. Not too bad. It's a little bit thick for me. The buttons are quite hard to press because of the thicker plastic material for a clear case. The grills are fine though, they're nicely cut out, and you've got a nice wide cutout if you've got a third party lightning cable socket here, so it'll definitely fit there. And there's a nice big clear slot there, probably too much actually, but enough to get your finger in there, more than enough to silence your phone as well. The camera bump is nice. It's got a slight ridge to it, so that's good, and that's going to keep your camera protected. So that is the Perfect-Clear Speck case for the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12. The actual inside of the case is very, very clear. It's not dotted, so you don't get that material when you look at it up close. So that's quite nice, and you get that quite a lot with clear cases to protect it from either going yellow or discolouring. Removal of the case is pretty tough, but that means that the phone is staying in there and it's not going to come out anytime soon. Right, we're out. So that is the Perfect-Clear Speck case for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. Next up we have the Presidio Perfect-Mist. This is a kind of smoky black case. So if you've got a black case or you've got a white case and you want to make it slightly grey, this would be the case for you. So again, same material, very tough, which means that the buttons are going to be the same, quite tough, very smooth inside case. You can just about see some dots there on the surface, but they're very, very, very small. Again, raised lip for the camera bump, same socket hole spacers on the grills and the sleep button, and yeah, so you've got some soft, a bit more obvious here, you've got like soft cushion bits of plastic there. That helps if the phone falls on the edges. And to get it inside, similar case, you have to bring the edges in and then snap it into place, and then there you go. That is the Mist case on the Pacific Blue iPhone 12. You can see the the cutouts there, nice and big, and then you've got the volume button there. You've got slight sort of decolorization. It's not so, it's kind of goes matte, and on that bit there it goes clear, which is a little different. And same on the volume buttons there, where it goes matte and then it goes clear on the top ridge there. Don't know if people will like that, but other than that, this is a very sort of misty clear. You can just barely see the Apple logo underneath, if you want to hide that. But other than that, it's the same as the clear, just slightly darker, slightly transparent, and that is the Perfect-Mist from Speck case for iPhone and 12 and 12 Pro. Again, getting it off is a challenge. All these cases, because they're tough, they don't have any sort of chin wobble, I call it, where this becomes very, very loose over time. I can't see that happening just because this is a much thicker plastic material. So that is the Presidio Perfect-Mist case for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. See-through case, slightly, so if you want to hide your iPhone details, then this might be a case for you. So next up we have the Presidio 2 Armor Cloud. This is Speck's a bit more armoured case. There's a warranty guarantee. It's a drop distance of 4.8 meters, 16 feet, and it has special material, microbial product protection, apparently. It's a super scratch defense, and it's got raised bezels again to protect the various edges. So this is the white and black. You can see it has like these kind of like see-through ridges, probably for heat and also just to make it a little bit lighter. You've got more protruding buttons on the outside here. I would say the same cutout. You've got a soft material and then an inside harder material inside, Speck detailing inside. You've got the raised camera bump, but not too much, but I think we're going to notice that this is a lot thicker case, so we'll see when that gets put on. You've got soft plastic rubber cushions to protect it on falling on the edges, and again you've got these speaker grills precisionally cut out, so we get that fitted to our phone. So again, being a tough case, it's quite difficult to get it in there, but once it's in there, it's there. And it's again quite thick, if you like thick phones added to your existing width. This is the Speck Armor Cloud Presidio 2 case on the iPhone 12 Pro. Adds a little bit of extra detail around the edges, much better protection for dropping. You can just about see a little bit of hint from the outer case, and then the inner camera bump there is definitely recessed in. Be hard to show that, but it's definitely a lot lower than the case itself, so that's give it good protection. I'd say the speaker grills are just slightly out of alignment there vertically, but they're on point. You've got a nice clear charging area there, and the buttons are a lot more easier to press because they're more independent and not actually molded into the case itself. Big sleep window here, and you've got a very big ridge lip on the case as well, and again no chin wobble there at all because it's a lot thicker case than the previous two that we've looked at. So that is the Armor Cloud Presidio 2 case from Speck. Right, the next one is one for the ladies, or anyone that loves a little bit of pink, and that's the Presidio Perfect-Clear Ombré. So this is a clear case basically with a slight sort of pink, reddish pink hue to the bottom of the case. So ideally you want to put this on a white phone to get the best effect out of this, but otherwise it's the same clear case just with the color changes. So we won't go over this too much, but I'll put it into on top of the 12 Pro, and there you have it. You've got slightly reddish color now to the 12 Pro, and then on the back it doesn't really do it any justice really. It kind of makes it go slightly purple, I guess, but other than that it's not creating much of an effect. So if you've got a lighter phone, color option for your 12 and 12 Pro, likely the white one, if you want to give it a slight sort of gradient effect on the back, you want to maybe check out this case. So this is the Perfect-Clear Ombré Presidio case from Speck. And finally we got the Presidio 2 Pro case from Speck. This is a solid matte phone case. This is the sort of blue option that they do. Again, individual little cushion edges there on all sides, a black framed camera bump lip there, and on the bottom you've got the cutouts with a big window for the lightning socket, a large sleep socket, independent buttons again, and you've got a very similar on the inside, that ridged edging that we got with the Armor Cloud. However, this has got the same drop performance as the clear cases, so it's not going to be as strong, but it's still going to be strong than the thinner cases that you can buy for the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. So let's get this installed. So here it is. This is the Pro Presidio 2 case from Speck on the Pacific Blue phone. You don't really see any blue peeking out here on the front edge, but obviously you've got a blue frame, and then on the back you've got some blue shining through here from the Pacific Blue, and then the camera bump in the middle, nicely symmetrical. You've got quite a high ridge there, so it's definitely going to protect the cameras, and cutout wise probably on point there, slightly low. But you got again the nice big slot there for the lightning, big slot for the sleep, individual buttons here for the volume and sleep and wake button, and yeah, it's not too bad. It works quite well. If you're a fan of blue, got a little Speck detail there, logo, if you don't mind that, and there's no other branding on the side. It's quite matte in colour. Probably coming out a lot lighter on the camera than it is actually in real life. It's quite a dark, sort of dull, misty, sort of navy blue, rather than the blue that the camera's probably coming across at. So bear that in mind too, but you can see the colour difference there between the Pacific Blue and this blue. It would have been nice if that matched, but we can't have it all. So again, this has 4 meters drop protection, 13 feet, microbial protection, and it's got the lifetime warranty too. This is quite soft finish as well, if they've done, and you've got the raised bezel edges to protect the screen also. Alright, so that is the Presidio 2 Pro case for iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. None of these cases support MagSafe for iPhone. They do support wireless charging. If your wireless charger supports thick cases, these actually are quite thin, so that you wouldn't have too much of a problem there. But because they're not MagSafe in the case itself, anything without a lip underneath, the phone will probably come a bit loose, because the magnet isn't passing all the way through the case. So bear that in mind if that is an important factor for you, and you'll be using MagSafe chargers like in a car or on a desk. These won't actually stay on it that well, but generally charging from it, not a problem, and either it's Qi or using the MagSafe charger, they all work with these cases. So out of the 5 we've looked at, I would say the Perfect-Clear and Perfect-Mist are my favourites out of the 5 that we've reviewed. I would say if you want to show off the style and look of the iPhone 12 Pro or 12, go for the clear. If you want to hide the details of the iPhone and you've got a dark phone, maybe the black model, I would maybe go for the mist if you want to hide the Apple logo a little bit while still showing some of the lines. They're both got the same performance 4-meter drop protection. They've both got the antimicrobial product protection, and they both come with lifetime warranty. They both have a sort of soft touch finish. They say this one's slim, but honestly it's actually quite thick in comparison to some other cases, especially one that we're going to review next on the channel. So look out for that. But it is a thick case, so you're going to get the extra added drop protection from this case as well. So that's an addition to think about how often you've got to drop the phone, and do you actually have any insurance or Apple Care to get you out of that trouble. So if you do find that you've got to drop your phone a lot, go for a thicker case. It's definitely going to help you out, but if you're quite careful, you can probably take the risk and go for a thinner case, or no case at all perhaps, but that's entirely up to you. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you found it helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.